Hey writers, how's it going? It's Deb from Heart of Texas Writing Project. I'm thinking I need a name for this channel. I'm not good about titles. If you have some thoughts for a name, I need to figure out a way for us to all comment together too. I'm gonna work on that tomorrow. Um, so maybe you could start helping me out with that. I also wanted to today to share with you a way to get started in your notebook, a way to get your creativity going, a way to get some of those ideas flowing. And one of the first videos I shared, I talked to you about decorating your notebook. I did that a couple of days ago, and I haven't shown you yet what I did. So here's my notebook, remember the red one? And I took a picture of Bob Dylan writing in his notebook, kind of inspirational. And then I found this quote from a magazine, which says, writing home, which made me think this could be my home for writing. And then on the back, I have some pretty pictures. This is a beautiful house that I just love the old paintings and the way it was decorated. This is Yves Saint Laurent, who was a great French fashion designer. I'm sort of interested in that. It's something that I kind of like to pay attention to. And then I just thought this color blue and white was really pretty. And I think it's from a house in France. And I love to think about other places and vacations that maybe I can take one day if I hit the lottery. And I just love this fabric. I just thought it was pretty, and I like pretty things. And so what I wanted to share with you today is, these pictures on my notebook, they definitely make me feel like this is my notebook and this is my place and this is my space to really think. But there's another thing you can do with these pictures. Sometimes they can be a way for you to just get started. The stuff that you put on your notebook, you probably put it on it for a reason. You probably put it on there because you like it. You probably put it on there because you care about it. You probably put it on there because it's something that you're sort of fascinated by. And so no matter what you put on there, it could give you ideas to write about, right? And so if I wanted to spend a little time today thinking about the pictures on my notebook, I could write about Bob Dylan and when I first heard his music. And I was in college, and some friends of mine were really excited, even though his music was, 20 years old at that point. We looked to him as a hero and as somebody that we really just thought was amazing. Um, and the movies that he was in, I could write about that. Some of the people in my life that are also interested in Bob Dylan, my good friend Kat, she knows, and Luke, they know everything about Dylan, everything. And I can remember when I was in college and I'd be playing this music in my room when I came home for a visit with my parents, and my mom used to say, "Is that Bob Dylan? Is that Bob Dylan?" I'd be like, "Mom, it's Bob Dylan." And she always would say it, I think, sometimes just to make me mad, like she'd just say, or to kind of be silly, Bob Dylan. We still laugh about that. So I could write about that. There's a lot I could say about that. My favorite songs. Um, I just even like the way he dresses. His clothes were so cool. Um, and his hair was so cool. Is so cool. Anyway, I could write about that. And just bouncing off of the picture I have on my notebook. Um, I could write about my interest in fashion. I'll never be able to afford anything from Yves Saint Laurent, but I sure do like looking at the pictures, and I sure do like imagining how they made it, and I sure do like thinking about ways that I can take my simple things and make them a little bit prettier. And I could write about that, right? I could write about how I've been interested in clothes. Gosh, I can remember in third grade, I was writing this in my notebook just the other day. In third grade, there was a girl in my class. Her name was Elizabeth, and I remember this like a clear as a bell. We were on the playground, and her white knee socks were perfect. I mean, they were just perfect. They were perfectly white. They stayed up to her knees, just like in a straight line. And I remember looking at them like, why do my knee socks kind of ball around my ankles? Wish mine kind of looked like hers. why do my knee socks have like little balls on them where they got rubbed too hard in the dryer? Right? Like I can remember, it's just a small thing, but I can remember that from even when I was 8 years old, right? Like how her socks and my socks were really different. And then it also makes me remember that my mother sewed my clothes back then. She made my clothes. So, in a sense, thinking about this right now, she was sort of my own personal fashion designer. She sewed all my clothes. That's really cool when you think about it. And so, do you see what I'm doing? All of these things, just from the pictures I put on here, your mind can just sort of go and go and go. And that's what writers do. They just take their thinking and they capture it, no matter what it is. Right? So if you want to try that today, bounce off of the stuff that you put on your outside of your notebook, if that makes sense. And I'll say this, all the stuff that I'm sharing with you, these are just suggestions. This is not like every person in the whole world needs to go and absolutely do the thing that I just said to do. It's just a suggestion from me as a writer to you as a writer. So if you've got other things that you want to do today in your notebook, if you've got other ways to go and get started, do those. Right? Do those, because any way to get started is a great strategy. And you should start noticing how you get started, because you're going to have ideas that I will never think of. And maybe in a day or two, when I figure this out a little bit more, we could find a way for you to share how you got started in your notebook, because that's also something that writers do, is they go back and forth. What did you do to get started? What did you do to get started? And we share strategies as generously as we can. So these are just suggestions. And that was just one suggestion today, for you to just say what you have here and see if that helps you get going. Okay? All right. I'm going to go to my notebook. I am definitely going to write about the socks more, and my mother more. So have a great, great day. And I'll see you very soon. I hope. Keep on writing. Bye-bye.